Boxing King Media and Association with Boxer Joe Gallagher. Asked you the press conference, somebody asked you where this ranks with all the achievements you've had. You know, you've had numerous British champions, obviously the success of Callum Smith, Tasha Jonas. I know it's a difficult question to answer, but it's self-satisfaction. How does it make you feel compared to the other achievements you've had?
Yeah, like I say, it's very hard because all the fighters all have had their own story. Someone always used to say to me, "Oh, certain fighters with the jewels in my crown," and I used to say that's not the case. I've got a crown full of jewels, and Natasha's one of them. But I think her story of losing to Vivian Obanoff and coming back and then beating Terry Harper and then losing by 1 round to Katie Taylor, it was always, it's not got to happen. But like I say, this year here at Manchester, she became world champion, 20,000 on the Cairnbrook. Then 10 weeks ago in Liverpool, she beat Patrice Berg out for the WBC. Here she is tonight now winning the IBF and the ring belt. So it's like I say, she's a good advert for people to first get knocked down, try again, and she epitomises all of that. Do you understand? She's a great trainer, and she's very single-minded, and she puts her mind to something, she'll want to do it.
It's a fascinating point you made out there.
Are you kidding?
She obviously lost to Vivian Obanoff very early in her career. Obviously, she got stopped. But the fact that the other 2 losses were a close decision to Katie, and the Terry Harper fight, most people had Tasha winning that fight. It kind of shows, like you said there, that she came back from basically nothing, and the other losses are like controversial.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, Sky Ben Shalom put an arm round her, and she said, "You get me opportunities and I'll deliver," and he has done. She became Ben's first world champion, now she's Ben's first ring champion, so and obviously she's got Sky doing punditry work, and she's her and her sister this year, Nikita, with the Lionesses, they're doing Liverpool and Toxteth, really proud. So I just want Natasha just to sit now and relax and enjoy being the number 1 in the world in that weight division.
There's an interesting conversation between you and Ben where Ben suggested that he's obviously delivered for you, but you turned it on his head and he said you delivered for him. Delivered him another world champion and his first world champion. Yeah, no, exactly. Ben's been venting it. I can't get a watch out of him, can I? So Tasha needs a nice Christmas bonus, but listen, I can't knock what they've done for Natasha. Do you know what I mean? Gave her a world title fight in Liverpool in front of home fans, and then brought her back here to win the ring belt. So long may it continue into 2023. He was talking off camera, so realistically, obviously you don't want to talk about it too much, but Claressa Shields, is that a possibility? Because most people will be thinking a massive size difference, but could we get Claressa down to super welterweight?
Yeah, I'm sure. I can't talk on behalf of Claressa, but from looking at everything else, she wants to come back and claim that ring belt of hers. And obviously there's Jessica McCaskill, there's Katie Taylor, they're the fights Tasha wants, they're them undisputed fights. And listen, Jessica McCaskill is 1 at 147. Katie Taylor is unfinished business, as we see, and Claressa Shields. They're the money fights. They're the big fights. That's what gets people talking, and they're the big fights. That's what will bring people out and put bums on seats.
Definitely. And a quick word on a mention of Callum Johnson. Obviously, everyone was in shock when he announced his retirement recently. How is he mentally, and is he still in contact with you?
Listen, it was unfortunate he had to pull out at the beginning of the year against Joe Smith with COVID. And Frank brought him back to fight for a European, got COVID again, and listen, he's just not being right. He's tried to get going, and then he's sort of like it just can't get going. I don't think he's fully recovered, to be honest. For this one, we said stay out of the gym for a while, don't train for around 2 months, get your immune system back up, get going and everything else. He's come back a few times and he's just not feeling it there, so he's decided to retire. So listen, he's had a great career. Some people say he could have achieved more, and yeah, I agree with that. But like I say, we're in the British, the Commonwealth, pushing out to BTBF really, really close. Like I say, Commonwealth Games gold medalist, so the boys at our age now where they need a dad around, and I wish him and his family all the best for the future.
Last question on yourself, Joe. I don't know the exact stats or figures, but you must probably be, like when it comes to achievements, winning belts with fighters, you must be at the top from all the current trainers in the UK. How much more have you got to give? Because it feels like you've done everything. How much more are you going to be one of these trainers like Brendan Ingalls, so like 78 years old,
no,
gyms?
No, this is, I've said it a couple of months ago, this is like my fourth team, and with the team now. Natasha Jonas, Paul Butler undisputed, Mark Heffron will fight for a world title, Charlie Edwards will fight for a world title. We've got Callum Johnson, who's a talented prospect, Clark Smith, a talented prospect. So yeah, there's still belts to be won, and then we'll see after that. And it's not that people aren't being in touch or wanting to be in touch, it is, but these people have been very loyal to me, and I've got to be loyal to them and see the journey out with them. And Clark and Callum and Mark Heffron and Charlie, they've got still titles to win.
Last question on Charlie Edwards. Could we potentially see Charlie against Callier fight? Because that's a fight people have been talking about for years. Would you be interested in that?
Yeah, as long as it makes sense and the money makes sense, yeah, no problem. So I think Charlie's within striking distance of fighting for a world title. So yeah, we'll see. We're open for all those, but you know and I know money talks, doesn't it? So if the money's there, then I'm sure that's a fight we would look at.
Joe, congratulations. I appreciate your time.
Cheers, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
So.